You poor children, what brings you here? Come inside and stay with me. I will not harm you.
Once upon a time in the land of handsome princes, noble kings, and beautiful princesses, there also lived
A wicked witch.
a wily wolf and a ginormous giant. Deep in the forest was the vilest of all,
A wicked witch.
who casts another evil spell. Once upon a time, a mother goat lived with her kids in a small cottage. She used to live in more gracious surroundings until some swine stole her bag of gold and silver. The oldest kid decided to leave home and make her fortune. She told her mother she would send her money home, but being a rather greedy goat, she planned to keep plenty for herself. Before she set out, Mother Goat made her a large goat cheese.
You can have the whole cheese and no blessing, or half the cheese and a blessing.
Her daughter said she would have the whole cheese and no blessings, thank you very much. So off she went. After many adventures, she found herself at a cottage lived in by the witch.
You can stay here, said the witch. I could do with some help around the house.
The kid was to be employed as a maid to clean and tidy after the witch, who gave the goat a stern warning.
Never look in my knicker drawers. And most importantly, never look up the chimney and leave that stinking goat's cheese outside.
The kid had no intention of looking at the witch's bloomers, but the temptation to peep up the chimney was too much. And when she did, she saw why. For there, on a little ledge, was a bag of silver and gold stolen from her mother. She crept out of the house while the witch was watching her favorite cooking program.
How to roast a goat.
Soon she saw a horse in a field. "Scratch my back for me," asked the horse. "There's a bit I can't reach."
"Out of my way," said the goat roughly, and she ran off and counted the woolliest sheep she had ever seen.
"I say, cut my wool for me," begged the sheep. "It's so hot at this time of the year."
"Well, go and live in Iceland," snapped the goat, running out of the field towards an old mill.
"Give me a turn. I've been stuck for 7 years."
"I'll give you a turn," said the goat cheekily. I see. Was that your wife I saw you with last night? Ba-bum!
On saying this, the goat curled up behind the door and, using the money bag as a pillow, fell asleep. Meanwhile, the witch had discovered her gold had been pinched, and putting on her best traveling knickers, set off after the goat.
Which way did she go?
She asked the horse. That way, said the horse, and good riddance to her. The sheep was also glad to help the witch, so it was not long before she reached the mill.
Where's the goat?
She's asleep behind the door, said the mill, and sure enough she was. The witch barged through the door, and before the goat could save herself, the witch put a spell on her.
Cauliflower pastry, treacle and jam, the wickedest witch in the world who I am.
The goat was turned into flour. Meanwhile, the next eldest kid daughter decided she would set off on her adventures.
Early, I'll have half a loaf and a blessing.
Like her elder sister, she found her way to the witch's cottage and was also offered employment as a maid.
Don't look in my knickers, my safety deposit box, or up the chimney.
The young kid, needless to say, did look up the chimney and saw the bag of gold that belonged to her mother, and dashed off with it, this time with the witch not far behind. She came to the horse, who begged her to scratch his back.
I really haven't got time, but I will, of course.
Oh, that's better, said the grateful horse, as the kind little goat dashed off. A moment later, the witch turned up.
Which way did she go?
She bellowed at the horse. I haven't time to keep an eye out for your servants. By now the kid had encountered the sheep, shorn it, and was on her way. The sheep refused to help the witch as the little goat finally arrived at the mill. Give my wheels a turn, said the mill.
Of course I will,
said the kind goat, removing a wedge of rock that was jamming the wheels, and proudly it started to turn. Worn out by her escape, the little goat went behind the mill door and fell asleep just as the witch arrived.
Where's that wicked animal?
Inquired the witch. I beg your pardon, said the mill. I can't hear you over the racket of my wheels turning. Come closer.
I said, where's the goat?
You'll have to come closer. I still can't hear you.
I said, where's the...
The witch's cloak had got caught in the millstones, and she was dragged into the huge wheels and came out as flat as a pancake. The little goat woke up and thanked the mill.
Thanks a million,
she quipped, and picking up the bag of flour, which turned out to be her sister, and a bag of gold and silver, she set off home to be reunited with her